So we are just, I just can't see a world in which this is going to go any sort of direction other than the boys over from the Aurora side. We've seen it in the tangibles in map number 1. The theoreticals balance it out for their pick of map number 2. Yeah, this looks like a 2-0 to me.
And for the Grinders, this is a chance for them to at least start on the city side of Nuke, to try and see if they can keep it competitive, keep it close, and try and push for a lead at the end of this first half. Because to me, if there's any wiggle room, it's got to be in the city side for Grinders.
Well, they have got that CT start. Let's see whether they can make anything happen on the defensive line. Pistol sees the group up of Aurora, hard charging straight into the ramp from the Jewelries of MAGILA, able to get that one pick alongside RAFEOL. Latting able to get that trade back, and Lucky dives down into the man to turn it into a 3-on-3. Takes very minimal damage off the back of that. 2 players down in the lower bomb site will be on defensive. But this could all change up in direction for Aurora. I
mean, Aurora have so much time. Nearly 1:20 on the clock. You can go back up to A. You can go back into lobby. You can stall. You can go down towards lower and make the CT second guess themselves. Already a Goosh out here towards the observation window, but Lucky is desperate for that trade.
The face around with backup support. Bullets flying all into Sidivo, and he will go dropping for it. 3-on-2. Now both players down at lower, particularly at the decon position, although in the vents they'll make their way towards the Jewelries. Will take face. One low HP player plays around from the corridors themselves, and they have no idea where to look here on the Grinders. At least Aurora are cut off and rotating back upstairs. That being said, though, dziugss pushes on, and Latic will be able to get past the man, so they will make that bomb up into the bomb site. Doesn't matter if it gets planted or not, because Lucky has got that kill anyway, and the pistol will go the way of Aurora.
I don't want to be that guy, but that was a 5v3. Now, there is more context, to be fair. I mean, they're playing a little bit of a bait and switch, right? So even though it's a couple of opening picks, you're going to get traded very quickly because it is a ramp rush. So that doesn't equate to the similar 5v3s that we saw out on map number 1, but even still, that's a 3v3 position, and the Grinders aren't able to pull through. This is where we have to nitpick, and me especially. These winnable rounds and these winnable scenarios have to be taken successfully.
And we saw from that last map how poor the start of the Grinders was over on Anubis from both halves at that, losing the pistols, allowing the, I think it was 6-0 at one point for Aurora before Grinders got there first, and then even then the pistol in the second half to get all the way up until 11-4, then the 1, then the 12, and then GG basically. There's similar echoes as to what's happened in the last map up here on the second one. USPs are all they have to play with.
Yeah, dziugss had a tough game out in that first map, and he was a guy that, again, is the youngest player on this entire squad. He's got the least experience out of any player on his team. I thought he put up a valuable showing out in that first best of 3. So I kind of look here at Nuke and hope that we get to see more out of the youngster and more vision of what we got against the Riders.
Only one casualty taken there by Aurora and Mac 10, which they won't be sweating too much. They've let the player in the rafters slip past them. Mackenzie almost missed his man, but does get the kill anyway. There you go, starting advantage for Aurora. The Grinders went harsher eco, so they can get the guns out here for round number 3. AWP and M4s are standard, and AUG thrown into the mix for RAFEOL, who has been using that quite frequently over the course of this one.
One thing I think a lot of the audience members at home are probably trying to keep an eye out for is if you go for the outside smokes, how are HEs going to be able to adapt against it? I still think that the teams haven't quite been able to crack the meta on how to use the HEs to the outside smoke, so you wonder which of these teams are going to be the ones to kind of perfect it. And you look at a team like Aurora, when Anubis came into the map pool, they were one of the best teams on it, and they like to perfect some of the new details.
Got the smokes to the cross. Downstairs, the Aurora side will look to go into secret. East side might be the target. Norwi's the first casualty though. Bag is lighting things off and bearing down upon them from the secret entrance. RAFEOL's going to be forced to make some moves and defend against that Molotov.
And they've still got to lurk at top site. You've got Celta outside, tucked in from Africa to watch any relocation that can come through from main or towards secret. Grinders have an opening pick and a player down at the lower bomb site regained with the rifles. The orb's going to come here on rotate.
Try that hand as some wall bangs. Orb of MAGILA missing a shot into control. And Lucky Flashes his way forward. Molotov's actually body blocked there, so a little bit of miscoordination on the Aurora side, but Kenzie's still able to get a pick elsewhere. Fell down. Bomb on site. Should commit as Latic and Lackey actually look for the picks first and foremost. Get them both. It's a 4-on-2 for Aurora here.
Now this is where it's just getting all out of control. Lucky looking to continue to press out here from the mini-ramp position. He's got a rifle to the left and to the right of ramp.
Trying to tap burst onto the headshots. The AWP missing its chance. Eventually they do get that kill. The Orpa does get a responsive, and now the backstab closes in for Celta. As long as Lackey stays alive, this round is done, and that is exactly what he'll do. Celta does the rest for the 3-0 on Aurora.
And you start thinking to yourself, when is the CT round getting gained? A good opening start there for Grindas, but no more than that. 2 players down to the lower bomb site. Lucky was flying out of the gates down there at the double doors. As Celta was trying to cut the rotates from main, coming down for the vent position. And Aurora continue the streak.
That they do. Grindas continue to have money problems themselves. The Swag 7's the best weapon they've got in play for this one. Deagles 5.7 USP, pistols only, no Kevlar on most players. And no resistance on that B bomb side. They'll get rotations in. MAGILA has been detected first and foremost. And actually they do catch Lucky's. His spray is extremely awkward, but the rest of the rifles in play here for the T side. Should manage to find kills. I say that, a couple return back from the CT forces. And despite Kenzie's trade, it's a 3-on-2 for the Grindas.
Now that AWP from Latic's hoping to get another pick, and indeed he does when the bomb plant goes down.
Safe side as well of the silo, so Baggers cannot get a kill through decon. Him and RAFEOL going in for the retake, a 2 versus 2. They've done extremely well with this eco, the Grindas already. Can they go any further? Well, RAFEOL can't. And Baggers will now have to make his way out of the doorway. Can at least find a smoke to buy a little bit of cover. Can the orb see him? Apparently not. I abuse a gap there at the edge of it, aware of where Latic is holding from, but is unable to land the kill shot. A triple in for him, and a recovery fourth there for Aurora.
I would say a recovery that probably shouldn't have happened again, right? Round number 1, 5v3. Round number 3, 5v4. Round number 4, 4v2. And you're not getting any of those 3 rounds. That was a very good press. There was a lot of damage down there at the lower portion. It looked as if Aurora were finally going to drop their first round. Double orbs on the CT side of Nuke. I think this screams desperation right now for the Lithuanians.
Only 4 rounds deep. And the Grindas losing these man advantages time after time. Like at this point, it can't just be chalked up to, oh, that they got a good kill here or there. Aurora doing something to manage their positions, and the Grindas have been falling victim to whatever is going on that T-side camp. Damage done to Kenzie to start things off. Sadivo playing in Garage, trying to see if he can isolate that player towards the outside, get a kill ideally. It's actually MAGILA with his AWP to strike on Kenzie. The man advantage once again goes the way of the Grindas.
Start moving that AWP around. Now there's a bit of a press and an aggressive maneuver out here from the T side. They do at least get AWP contact towards Hell, and they try and force him away with the molly. RAFEOL has to respect it and fall back. A 5v3. Is this the round to close for Grindas?
Dive down, Orb of MAGILA lands towards 2 players. Now second man also seen, but not quite shot down. MAGILA looking for the triple and the quadra. The Orb of the T side able to strike. Celta gets his frag, and Latic is the last man standing, facing upon by the AUG of Baggers. And there indeed is the first round for Grindas.
Well, I think it just shows there from Aurora's POV. They lose a pick outside of a lurk to the AWP in secret, and they want to try and challenge ramp. They're thinking to themselves, okay, maybe 1 towards ramp. If we overwhelm him, we can get down to that lower bomb side, pressure the Orpa in from decontamination or out there towards observation. It's the right call to make. What they don't realize is that there's another Orb, and that's something they're going to be aware of now.
Secondary big green. Mac 10 to Norwich straight in, wasting very little time to make the play out towards the open bomb site, and they have no idea they're being flanked. Straight spam, spray down, got to check the top of the heart, look towards heaven as well, and finally, one man can trade back. dziugss able to get another good kill, but unable to deal with the player out towards the hut itself. Latic is the last player standing for the T side, a 1-on-2 for him, and the bomb is in the CT sights.
Latic, this is a winnable round. A re-smoke down out there towards the door. Gonna give himself the lurk smoke. He can get down the vent now.
Just about makes his way in. The Grinders, they know what's going on here. Plant can be secured. Hear them coming. Both sets of footsteps as well. Close that decon door, and now where does he adjust towards? AWP, just evaded. RAFEOL caught with a headshot, low HP, but the landing shot is connected for the 3K and the second round for the Grinders.
That is such a good call to come through from the T-side perspective. They realize, okay, double orbs, let's hit with pace. Probably expecting one of the orbs to play outside, maybe another one to play heaven rotate or at ramp early round. So let's try and get in with pace. I think Norwi does an incredible job to open up that site, to get that first kill down there at default, to transition up towards heaven. Unfortunately, they couldn't quite deal with that top hut individual, and that was something that wasted quite a bit of time. There weren't enough entry kills coming out from the majority of his teammates, and because of that, it sets Grinders up for a second round victory.
But Aurora got that cash bonus. They're going to bring another AK forward. This time a hero AK on Norwi, who's actually going to make it work. Baggers is the first player to drop Aurora.
Give it to Kenzie.
Yep. He's also got a little bit of Kevlar. If they lose him, then they've also got Selto, who's also got Kevlar. Without the helmet, though. It's a good strategy to play the hero AK weapon here for Aurora.
Yeah, that AK could actually be tossed around quite a bit, like you mentioned. AWP missed shot there from MAGILA. Saw the player towards the top of the silo. RAFEOL out to ramp. Is by himself with the AUG. Very defensively here to hell.
Turns away as they start making their way forward. He hears those footsteps and realizes the grave mistake he made. The worst timing possible as well. Latic taking down all the T-side line. Pre-fire sprays allows Lucky actually to jump past it. Will take a little bit of damage for his trouble. The AK of Kenzie, considering whether or not he holds this position or whether or not he tries to play entry. Self found a different angle forward, but gets caught off.
And just for a moment there, it feels like the A-split's going to be the right play. Kenzie does get a kill, but he knows there's more players on side, and now they might fake it. They actually could still go B.
Got one man downstairs to deal with them, though. MAGILA and his AWP. 25 seconds for Aurora to make their way forward. Making their sweet time with this. We're now trying to pick up the pace. Incendiary's on shot, misses out there. Second face doesn't land, and Kenzie's got the trade to a 2-on-2. Bomb plant could well be secured. The AUG opens up the decon door. Tap bursts through, and well, Sadivo does waste very little time in getting those two frags. That brings the third in for the Grinders. They are sustaining plenty of damage, though, in these rounds.
I think if you look at that from the perspective of Aurora, you can't ask for a better round than that. You've got a hero upgrade, you've got a slight upgrade of a deagle, some armor across the board, but it's light. It's a very light investment, and you've got away with dropping 3 players, getting that bomb plant forward, and you know that that economical turmoil is on the brink of collapse, that it is so close to being double eco status. All it takes is this rifle round right here. You've still got the lead. They've felt as if they're very much in this game to give themselves a long and extended round streak to go right towards the end here in the first half.
One good round from Aurora resets the economy of the CT side. The damage we've been able to achieve here. Aggressive forward force from one CT individual. Latic is trying to watch for it, though. Kenzie might be the victim of the man, though. He's not quite ready for that aggressive face, and both players go down. And the Grinders once again hold themselves in contention of the round.
Selta, even out there towards ramp, looks towards hell when the peak comes through from back orange. And it all comes down to timing. Again, you mentioned Latic. He's holding the cross. He's maintaining that AWP sightline. But as soon as he moves away, that's when the dual crossfire comes through from back red and from secret. The outside aggression working nicely there from Grinders.
Norwi's tapped up MAGILA. Very nicely played. HG's down, looking for further engagements in the round. dziugss to 53. Smokes. Oh, okay. Nicely done, Lucky. It's a shame you lost your teammate for it, though. 1 versus 3 that remains. Can't get any more taps. RAFEOL will be able to take the last man down and make it a 4-apiece scoreline. Reset opportunity denied on Aurora.
Now, that was what you could probably call the winning round as such. I mean, that one right there would have catapulted the amount of T rounds that could have been closed out in the first half to make it easier to close in the second. But because it doesn't come through, it allows another hero investment. We saw previously Norwi did good work with it. Now it's in the hands of Kenzie.
Latic, first man forward of the Tech 9 regardless, will be the first casualty, and they'll try to they can just sponge the damage away from that AK, enable it to do as much impact without being hindered at all here. 2-for-1 trades overall favour the CT side. MAGILA's going to get pressured up by Lackey's Tech 9 very quickly here. Kenzie with a counter swing gets that return, so Orpa's dropped, and Norri's caught a deagle headshot onto another, so it is a 2 versus 2, but they are siphoned off from each other.
This is a workable kind of round from Aurora. They have heaps of time on the clock. They can split A from Heaven. They can come main. They can go back down from Secret. They have so many options.
A minute to play with. What option do they take? Seems to be the secret option. It'll be a secret to the Grinders that they have left this B bomb site and all, so Aurora will at least get 80% of the way there.
I mean, once they get to lower, they obviously have to make noise, whether they open up double doors or open up the observation windows. They've got to smoke, though, and that will probably help the bomb plant to try and get down.
No one can deny the bomb plant from these positions here on the Grinders camp. Oh, there's actually a window opened up.
Even better.
No noise being made. They're going to waltz right into this bomb site. Finally make noise right there and then get that bomb towards the site itself. Norwi will get it planted as well ahead of Old Toxic. And the retake is on.
Now the AWP on the reposition, are they going to go double dark? They actually could do. Norri's kind of out in the open on an off angle right now.
They'll hear both the footsteps. Coming in real quick. Norwi making noise to try to draw attention away from Kenzie's angle. Opening up the other window. Both players revealing themselves. That nade doing some damage to Kenzie. Oh, the shot of Norwi lands. The AWP looking for the next player. Bag is caught with a spray down. Low HP dealt with by Kenzie. So well held of the crossfire there for Aurora. And that is the reset they've been looking for as they hold on to the lead.
That is the second 2v4 recovery in 5 rounds for Aurora. Oh, man, that hurts. Because at least if you get reset to the rifle round, you go, right. Mentally, we're still in this. We can come back. We can force up. We can give ourselves... When it's the eco, it hurts just that much further. That is not a round that should be going the way of Aurora at all.
And it could get so much worse for the Grinders from here on out. Force into this round. Eco for the next, then buy into round 12. We could be looking at another 8-4 half, just like we saw at the first map. Latic has already struck. RAFEOL down. SMG up on the boost. Are they ready for this? Kenzie's been caught up by a deagle when Lackey indeed can adjust towards the SMG.
Yeah, even Celta's trying to see if he can cut a rotate of anyone getting aggressive into lobby. But that's just not happening. Aurora have got access to the lower bomb site, but they are still halting things. They're not rushing to get the plant down.
Because they can methodically pick apart the Grinders camp, apparently. Celta actually did have the bomb on his back. Does rotate into the B bomb site, get that plant down. And the M4 of Baggis. It's got a hell of a miracle round to win. He'll sit back into the secret control and realize the realistic possibilities of this one, which is to save the M4 as Aurora get up 6-4.
Do you reckon it's a realistic possibility we go 8-4 again?
Yes, I think it is.
I think it is too.
I think it's actually the more likely possibility more than realistic. Only 2 rounds to get there. Again, Grinders are going to have nothing to play with outside of this saved weapon. Next round is going to suck. Round after that is where things could start to get a bit more interesting. But even then, with the way that Aurora have been playing in this T side, like it just feels like they are going to have an 8-4 under control. And on T side, it just feels like that just be too much to reese them out for the Grinders going forward in the second half.
Well, we saw that up against Forza for Grinders, they actually picked Nuke. It was a bit of a punish pick. I think they tried to get a bit of a curveball in for that best of 3 in the qualification game in the open qual. They started on T side and they got 4 rounds. That's all that they managed to achieve, and the second half was rough as well. And 2 rounds the difference, the 1 saved in M4, an upgraded Dig, and that is it.
Lackey straight forward. Oh, nice burst straight to the head. Second player caught off by Kenzie. That's 2 pistols down.
I don't even know why MAGILA has got armor. Like that just feels like an even added investment unnecessarily.
And perhaps they were hoping to hold on to a weapon for the next round. I mean, look, I find it confusing as well. Whatever their reasoning is, it's not quite worked out because Vegas has fallen. The pistol's pulled out by Latic. Tries to see if he can dish out the damage without the use of the AWP. The USP score of his teammate, but finally he lands his kill. And no weapons are saved in by the Grinders camp. It's 7-4 for Aurora as we go to the last round of the half. And there will still be a bye here. M4's automatics across the board.
And I think what hurts the reset even more is that they almost had it coming. I mean, they're running double AWPs on City side. That's expensive. And when the rounds were coming close to only a few players staying alive, if you try and keep investing into that kind of stature, it's going to cost you big time. You look at round 12, not even a single AWP is present.
Latic. Only 1 for Aurora here. Smokes down past the red box cross. Lucky's going to get caught for a little bit of damage. Line sprays from Sedivo, and the M4 of MAGILA is able to get Lucky on the downstairs portion of Secret. So there's your starting advantage again for the Grinders, but how many times have we seen these 5-on-4s, 5-on-3s turn the way of Aurora anyway?
Yeah, about 6 times over the course of the best of 3 so far. It's been high. And for Kenzie, you think about his adaptation to taking his teammate's position out here to Secret, and they know that RAFEOL is deep out here to the back of Orange at ramp.
Molly HE kill on to Celta. Sedivo now left even more isolated as MAGILA goes down, and Norwi finds his man, leaving the B site completely opened up. Engagements from dziugss at least gets 1 to return on Norwi, but burns the 4 points of health thanks to that Molotov. Will not be allowed to reface it until it extinguishes. The bomb is downstairs. Vagas might be in some position to do something. He's now the only player that can do anything for the CT side. A 1 versus 3 for him. Caught off by Kenzie. It's another 8-4 half for Aurora. This could be a very swift 2-0 when we return from the break. Well, during the break, I did speak to a fortune teller, Dweg. She advised their grinders able to refund their tickets to Jönköping because it might not be in their future. Aurora on the CT side of the second half of our second map, their own pick, now looking to seek a swift end to this one. And well, Lucky's swift in his double kills. Already the opener found a triple, a quadra, maybe in his future, most certainly. dziugss all alone, death is inevitable for him. All 5 alive. It's another pistol for Aurora's side.
And this feels like another swift ending to a map here for Aurora. Now, the one thing that I will at least throw out there is there were some struggles on closing on Anubis. I don't think we'll see a choke as such or any sort of position that we can move to a third map. It just, to me, I think if Aurora really want to prove that they are a threat in this lower bracket, they close this game with ease. They don't let any rounds go the way of Grinders in the second half.
There you go, 13-4 and make it easy. Don't break a sweat. Kenzie isn't. MAGILA's down pretty effectively to his spray past the smoke. Celta, only player that takes some damage, and actually will drop to the jumping Mach 10 of RAFEOL. 4-on-4 situation as dziugss hoping that he can catch a flank against the CTs, which actually might end up working towards them. Although Latic and Kenzie have a mark, so never mind. One moment where it felt like it could have gone right. Instead, it all goes wrong again for the Grinders. At least the bomb plant is secured, but a force invest in this round means that the bomb plant bonus will not amount towards another buy here. 10-4 for the CT Force.
I almost wonder whether it's starting to become a little bit more of a meta shift of scoped weapons. I mean, over the course of today, we've seen a lot of Org action, seen a little bit of Krieg out on the T side, but
please don't bring back the Krieg meta. I'm begging you, Dwight.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of Org use, and I wonder if that has something to do with the way that smokes are obviously being used with the spams and things like that. So only time will tell if we continue to see Org use, and it'll definitely be something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for over the close qual.
In theory, you could use it to shoot through the smoke and get information. So I guess as as ludicrous as this sounds, an information-gaining weapon, I guess it does have a place.
Yeah, I mean, it might even be more beneficial than the rifles. We need to see more, and I think that's what all of these kind of early events are going to be about, is who's adapted to CS2 the quickest, and I'm sure whoever wins this entire close qual and quals to land is going to prove that.
Norwi has caught the opening with the AUG, and it's a more traditional M4A1S that Latic is able to secure onto Sedivo. Lackey next up to task here on the ramp control, gets the first, sees the second, locks him down, all that effectively. 4 kills going the way of Aurora, not a lick of damage going the way of Grinders. MAGILA should be seen by Celta, and that is exactly what he is able to capitalize upon. 500 HP on the Aurora side to close out round 15. Round 16 is where things get desperate for the Grinders side, as their tournament life is in its end-of-life stage.
And just think that they actually could have beaten Movistar Riders. Like, that is just mental, because there were a few swing rounds out on Ancient, especially right towards the end there. It felt like if they won that force buy, then it was going to be them going into the upper bracket. Yeah, they probably would have been eliminated fairly quickly from that point onwards, but to go from nearly beating a top 15 team in the world to not even having a chance against Aurora, it shows the capabilities that Aurora have in this bracket and the struggles that Movistar Riders have against weaker competition.
Well, at least Grinders are able to get a man advantage here in round 16. A couple of trades going towards their favour. Sedivo caught off by Lackey next. MAGILA's got to be careful as well at 1 HP. He's going to be an easy target to take down, as Lackey now feels the pressure coming in towards the squeak door. 3 players to face him. MAGILA indeed does drop towards Celta. Latic able to get 1 trade on that AK, as the bomb will be planted. A 2v2 on the retake. Nades and flashes will continue to come in as Aurora set up for the retake.
Yeah, they've got another HE from Celta that can come through from main. If they can dunk that off the sidewall and get it back towards default, that could do quite a bit of damage, because the T's are grouped up. Smoke
on Latic. Leaning in first and foremost. Flashes are well sent by the T side. Incendiary has come up, and Celta is down to 11 HP. Suddenly Latic has got a lot of work to do to engage against both players. Wrap that corner. One man seen to the right. Celta gets the kill. Where's the last man coming in from? They have no idea. Galil up against it. Burst through. AK stalled for time, and dziugss just goes to hold for his own lifeline. Will go up with the bomb, but it will not matter for his team. They will get to number 5. and keep Aurora away from match point.
Just a very good bait and switch. You've got two players playing default, both holding heaven, and then eventually when they need to swing, they don't swing together. The first player comes out, widens up the angle, and that gives Aurora the idea that the last player might be squeak door or in hut, that he probably won't be heaven, and he won't be down on the bomb side directly. So, has to be hut, has to be door, and then all of a sudden, you play the time, you get that first kill, round's over.
Aurora will be reinvesting into this round here. Grindas camp. Forcing their way forward into the outside position, specifically towards the Diva. Very carefully placed outside of that, though. Not a lot of contact being taken by the Grinders.
Yeah, even Kenzie, who's quite deep out towards Garage, because he's so tucked, he actually hasn't even seen the outside walk. Lucky spots some information, hears quite a few of the footsteps, and rather than taking a fight, he actually just ends up backing off.
Hold position. Ooh. Swing, dziugss spotted and sprayed, and damage has been done, but 9 HP for that man. He wins the fight.
And Lucky felt as if that they took ramp and just wanted to go back towards lobby. So he was going to make that information play. He heard at least some sound. Sedivo outside. Does not see anything either. This is a very slow and concise round. The issue is the time and the two defenders that are here on A directly.
Norwi in the rafters, Celta on the site, dishes out some dink damage, but kills start coming in for the T side line. Norwi gets 2 before he's traded, and now Latic is in a 1-on-3 retake with the AWP. Not the best weapon for this position, so it might be best to save.
Yeah, that's got to be the call. Grinders actually do pretty well there. You look at that opening kill that came out towards ramp, the way that they walk in on a contact. Yes, there's a dink that comes down in the process and not quite a kill. But in the end, it's 3 alive and a 6th round being gained. Now for Aurora, it should be a fairly light eco, upgrade slightly around this AWP, and then focus the next round on that rifle.
Number 6 on the T side board, at least trying to make up some decent ground, and had a lot of concerns that after the back of that pistol lost, it was going to be lights out from there and then for the Grinders camp. Holding on for dear life in spite of their T-side struggles. You said 4 rounds in their last nuke on CS2, right?
Yeah.
On the T-side.
Yeah.
So, well, 2 out of 4 thus far.
I mean,
obviously,
it seems...
we'll need to go further than that to actually make it a successful map, but it's a start.
Yeah, 50% to matching what you did last time's all right, but you are right. This needs to be pressed, quite the issue. And we've seen some struggles previously against the lower investment rounds. You kind of wondered to yourself for Aurora, if Latic gets an opening pick, is there anything that's workable in this kind of round?
Can I just say, by the way, the walking down the ladder animation when you see your feet going down, it's really, really odd.
The seeing of the feet in general just feels very odd to me.
Just FPS game things. Oh, this stack here might be a bit of a concern for T-side. The AWP struck first and foremost, and actually no kills of much worth go the way of the CT side, and Celta able to get one to return. Latic's AWP is going to be a little bit late to the party from the ground control. Lower bomb site, he will miss out the mark. He has been seen, the Molotov will prove it. And again, he's just got to save.
And that got very close again. I think they just needed that little bit more of a punch out there with that crossfire. And unfortunately, when you're working with USPs, even if you do have a bit of a stack involved and maybe a gimmick of the boost that isn't being checked, it's going to be tough. I mean, from Latic's point of view, though, think about what we saw in the first half. Expensive rounds to reset the economy, and Grinders can't afford to get reset. They need to keep this money float strong for a while.
Latic doesn't stay alive, so that AWP falls out of favor for the Aurora cap. AWP does stay in for the Grinders. The money will become a concern with Aurora having their next gun buy on the table. They can't afford the AWP again. But loss bonus will be knout for the Grinders. Sai having to reinvest on 3 players as well. Aurora with one good reset will end things off here on Nuke, and by extension this series, and by extension Grinders in this tournament. So 4 to make up, got to be 4 in a row ideally. Confidence also a factor for the T side.
Now this is a default molly being lined up for MAGILA, which indicates a top site hit. Now it could be a double pump, it could be a fake, or it could be a full out commit.
I'll wait for a moment. Keep Aurora guessing themselves. All the utility comes pouring in for them. Flashes, smokes, all sorts sent. Norwi with that 1 kill. Dziugss able to get that trade back. Lati caught out in the open, burning a little bit. Only able to get the kill on towards the one man on the outskirts. Trades are good for the T-side line. A 3-on-2 in the rafters. Kenzie is holding for, though. Bag is going to get that pick. MAGILA with a responsive. And Lucky now in the 1-on-2. A re-smoke back. A smoke with a flashbang to go ahead of it. It still gets caught off anyway by the AK spray. Dziugss there with number 8 for Grinders.
And unfortunately there for Aurora, none of the anchors multi-fragged from top hut, out from door, towards the heaven rotation. None of them were able to find 2 kills. And it seemed as if the heads up out there from door was quite pivotal, that they knew the upper hit was coming, but just couldn't do much about it. The Grinders, they're putting in a decent shift here on T side. I'm liking what I'm seeing. They just need to keep going and try and get further away from losing a lot of players on anti-ecos.
Three to make up. They are looking at strike right here. RAFEOL's got them on mark. In efforts for Latic and Lackey, or good ideas from Latic and Lackey to go for those engagements. Oh, Kenzie's Deagle's a little bit better than them both, though. Evo down and out, and also a bit of damage being done to several T-side players, but nothing that will really have major impact towards the round itself. Kenzie's just looking for the exits here, and he may well get another kill onto Baggers. But this round should fall in favor of the Grinders.
And not bad here for Aurora. If they're able to hold on to that Krieg and bring it forward into a next, that will help bring a slight boost to that next round. Alatic will want to try and get his hands on the big green. Kenzie to save, deep in garage. Grinders up to 9. And a T-side Nuke is tough to work when you are kind of a bit of a mixed squad. You don't participate in many events. You're kind of only here because of the run. Of course, we saw the Grinders participate in this season of ESCA main and make that progression into advance. But this is different gravy. This is different caliber when you start facing off against Movistar Riders and Aurora in your first opening couple of games. Grinders need to just drive this T-side. Cannot afford to let anything drop.
What kind of gravy is it, Dwight?
Well, I like beef gravy, so we'll go beef gravy. Chicken gravy just sucks.
The proper stuff or that instant crap?
Oh, no, proper stuff. I mean, I do like the others as well, but if we are comparing the two, just give me both. Just pour it all on.
Oh, mixing the proper powder.
Bit of ketchup like in there as well, yeah.
Oh, no, you've ruined it now. You've ruined it. I never should have asked that question. I regret everything, Dwight. I regret everything. Aurora might be regretting not winning that earlier reset, because now Grinders are going to try to test them here and now. 2 rounds to make up on the CT basis. Grinders T-side round to try and pull it off, and they have gone 1 better than their previous 4 on the T. They just need those extra couple. Molotovs, flashes, Nade's being sent by Baggers to try and see if they can force out an angle towards a squeaky door. Meanwhile, over around, Latic has cut down 2 straight peaks from individuals, and the bomb drops with them as well. Sedivo towards outside, desperate to get involved. He can't get anything. Latic has got a triple, and just like that, another multi-frag gets Aurora up to map and match point.
What a statement from Latic. You look at that entire round from Grinders and think no flash, no utility. First player comes out over the top, bang, you need that flash. You need that contact of utility to drive the AWP off of the angle, to make it uncomfortable, to then force in the trade. It's dry as hell, and you pay the price for it.
And the price may well be elimination. Aurora. 1 more to go to close out Nuke, to close out this best of 3. M4 swing, but Kenzie's got 2 picks and he will land them both. MAGILA with 1 trade, but Aurora, man advantage.
It just feels like it's closing time. Norwi out here towards Garage, picks up exactly what his teammate did earlier on. Even Celta coming through from Secret. This could be unanticipated.
Yeah, MAGILA's going to get sandwiched. Caught off at the crack angle by Norwi. His 2K to add to the tally in multi-frag rounds. And RAFEOL with the impossible 1-on-4. How the hell do you fight your way out of this one? Grinders need a serious miracle to stay in this matchup. Got 60 seconds to play with for the one man.
Even Celta, off angle, Krieg out here towards Africa. You know that you've been taking fights towards Garage and not here to the Africa position. Aurora close it in 2 with some testing moments in the second half on both maps. But as an overall picture, that was a comfortable series. That was a well-earned 2-0 for them today.
Yeah, certainly the overalls are what you have to look at overall, I think, for both teams, right? Yes, moments is what you saw from tests over the course of this series.